Welcome to Roads to Adventure, and on this road trip, we explore Alpine, Texas on US 90 and show you some really cool things to experience. Alpine is the largest town in the Big Bend region of West Texas, so lots to see. There was also a tragic fire in Alpine right on 90 that turned 100-year-old storefronts into ashes. More on that in just a bit. But our last stop was Marfa, and on the way to Alpine, we came across the Marfa Lights viewing area about 9 miles outside of Marfa and only about 16 miles from Alpine. The Marfa Lights are a phenomenon that dates back to the 1800s before electricity and has yet to be conclusively identified as to their source. They are pretty rare, so there is a good chance you won't see anything other than beautiful dark skies that dominate West Texas at night, but then again, you just might park to the south. The mountains in West Texas are amazing. These are on the edge of Alpine on US 90, literally a 1-minute drive from the first place we stayed in Alpine, the Parker Hotel, a part of Quarter Circle 7. We'll visit this property in more depth a little bit later, but first a little more about Alpine. The city of Alpine was very accommodating, and Chris from the city took me around and showed some of the highlights of what Alpine has to offer.
Alpine's in a little valley, and on one end of that valley is the Twin Sisters, and that is the most distinctive visual landmark on the west edge of it.
Okay.
And then on the east side is the campus of Sul Ross State University, and that's on a Hancock Hill. And what amazing asset that Alpine has is a little trail system up on Hancock Hill. So you can, with a pretty short walk, you can just turn around and get a view of the whole town spread out in this valley.
Very cool.
And if you keep going up over the hill, there's views in all directions. And at the very back of the hill, there's a desk. There's an office desk, a metal office desk that was put there back in the early 80s by Sul Ross students.
All of you stargazers, astrophotographers, and astronomers, check this out.
So our region is in the center of the Greater Big Bend International Dark Sky Reserve, which is the largest area of protected night skies in the world.
Thanks, Chris. It's sure nice to meet you.
We also were invited to talk about the road trip on local radio station KVLF with station owner Martin, along with Chris from the city and Robert from Visit Big Bend, whom we'll meet next week. And it was a lot of fun and a real honor to be in such great company with these guys. Alpine has about 6,000 residents and was named Alpine in 1888. The Holland Hotel was built during a mercury mining boom in the area in 1928 and has an amazing lobby with an adjoining garden area. We also visited a touristy shop across the street that offered a lot of locally made items. We also stopped at an ice cream shop that serves food items as well as coffee. The Spicewood restaurant we dined at a few times since it is right next to the Parker Hotel and has great food and service. The Riata restaurant is another popular dining option. We also stayed in a yurt, which we will visit in detail a little later. An Amtrak station is located in Alpine, right by the Ritchie, which serves as a local entertainment venue with some food and drink, and also they are pet-friendly. After a busy day, it was time to settle in at the Parker Hotel, which is another pet-friendly location and also locally owned. The next morning, we caught up with the owner and manager for a quick visit.
Yeah, if you've ever come into Alpine and you are looking and you've never stayed here before, you've never stayed in the area before, you will get quality here versus, what you're going to get at our Chamber House. So don't be afraid to come and check us out and stay with us and enjoy.
The Parker Hotel has locally made soap, shampoo, conditioner, and lotion in each room. That is amazing, by the way. Many of the rooms have murals and all have solid wood furniture and comfortable beds. There is a spa at the hotel, a separate pool, hot tub clubhouse, as well as another building for small groups. Next door at Spicewood Restaurant, lunch and dinner are served Monday through Saturday and offers some of the best food in town, along with great views of the local mountains.
We would love to have you as a guest here.
Their new casitas offer your own little home away from home, and they all have different themes appointed with high-end amenities. They're really nice. Then it was time to visit a saddle making shop that has been in Alpine for nearly 120 years.
I'm Gary Dunshee, and we're here at Bend Saddlery. It's a saddle shop in Alpine. We Been here since 1905. We pretty much cater to working cowboys, and aren't many real saddle shops left. And we build new saddles, repair old saddles, but we do a lot of other stuff as well. We make tons of belts, notebooks, album covers, tally books, billfolds, things like that, notepads, cell phone cases. You can make it out of leather, and a cowboy would want it. We kind of try and build it. And we've been on Highway 90 forever. We really enjoy the shop. We get to work with some of the finest people in the world, you know, the American ranchers. And I came here in 1971, been going to college up in the Oklahoma Panhandle at Goodwill, and I'd come down here a couple of times to visit, and just really enjoyed the mountains and driving up Olympia Canyon, things like that. Got back up there at the Panhandle, and you could see one little old tree on the horizon, you know, looked like it was about a day and a half away. And all the roads were straight, flat, level. I got to thinking about the mountains more, and I thought, you know, I think I'd kind of like to live in those mountains. So I moved down here in August of '71, and been here ever since, and never ever regretted a day of it. Drive 10 miles to work in the morning through the mountains, and I see something every week that I haven't seen before. You know, it's just really a great place to live and make a living.
Then we visited a local bookstore with a coffee shop in the back. It's a great place to chill and fuel up on caffeine.
The bookstore has been in existence here in Alpine for about 35 years. Our specialty is regional, so we carry all of the field guides, the hiking guides, the nature guides of our area. We welcome you to come in and browse. We have a coffee shop in the back. We'd love to buy you a cup of coffee and have you browse our selection.
We are Cedar Coffee and Supply in Alpine, Texas, and we've got the best hot coffee, cold coffee, chai, tea, and other treats in town. We don't use artificial flavors. We make them all in-house. So we've got vanilla, mocha, pumpkin spice, everything you can dream of.
Alpine is home to some super cool murals around town, and there's also a self-guided history tour with 36 stops. You can get a free map and other helpful info at the Alpine Visitor Center on 90. Also check out some local food trucks. A few are there daily at the American Legion parking lot on 90. We actually stayed in Alpine twice during filming, and tragically, on our return, we found the still smoldering remains of 4 storefronts containing 5 local businesses, including a restaurant, an art gallery, antique store, and a salon. These 100-year-old storefronts represented present-day local owners, employees, and families that have lost their livelihoods this fire has stole from them. If you would like to help, we've included a link to the Alpine Historical Association, who has established a donation page to help the victims of this tragic loss. Our best wishes for all involved, and we know it's a big loss for the whole community. On our second stay in Alpine, the place we stayed at was Circa di Cieo, which has 2 yurts and 2 tiny homes, all of which are pet-friendly. We spoke with the owner for more about her property.
I'm Kimberly Wright, the proud owner of 2 yurts and 2 tiny homes in Alpine, Texas, and I B&B those full-time. This one is my biggest yurt. This one's Casa Estrella, which means House of the Stars. This is Waylon. So all of them are pet friendly. And we are the gateway to the Big Bend, and we're trying to offer unique and fun stays to make your trip a little bit more magical while you're out here in my part of West Texas, which I think is magical in itself. We've got an abundance of stars and some of the most authentic, awesome people you could ever hope to meet. Beautiful, beautiful sunsets. So we've got in our yurt, which is kind of a glorified tent in many ways. It's two pieces of canvas with the insulation in between. We've got clawfoot tubs, and we have climate control, two ACs in this big one. My smaller yurt is 16 foot, this one's 30, so by comparison, and it's got the clawfoot tub in the main living area and outdoor shower in it as well. And then my 2 tiny houses are a lot of fun. We're gonna be adding a houseboat out here in the middle of the desert, and that is amply named the Big Dipper. And it's got a skylight right over the bed, so you'll be able to lay in bed and look at the phenomenal sky that I keep talking about over here. And I'm also adding a 1955 Spartan, which is similar to like an Airstream. Like I started this one off when I opened, where I was getting ready to open. January 1 of 2022 was my official opening date. I was down here putting the finishing touches, and I wrote just a little thing to my guest. And as an owner, I mean, this is my favorite thing to come back and look through, is I get to be a part of the story. I mean, I've had all sorts of things, engagements, anniversaries. I mean, it's just a little piece of the story from all of these different souls that have come through. And I've got to be a part of their story too, in a way, you know? And that's the special part, and that's what it's about. It's about that. We offer welcome services. So if you're coming for an anniversary or a birthday or an engagement, we'll have champagne and flowers and cake and all of those things for you at your arrival. Or if you just need somebody to pick up some groceries, we can do all of that. Balloons, streamers, but we try to make it a special experience and a unique one. That's what separates companies and businesses like mine from like a hotel, is the uniqueness in the hospitality.
Thanks for coming along on our road trip to Alpine, Texas on US 90. We release our new videos on Thursdays and Fridays, and next week we take a deep dive into Big Bend country with a stop in Marathon, Terralingua, the ghost town and cemetery, and Big Bend National Park. This road trip just keeps getting better, and if you missed any past episodes, check out our YouTube channel, Best of America, and we invite you to subscribe and opt in for notifications. We really appreciate you, and thanks for watching. See you on the next episode of Roads to Adventure.